What is going on this year, but I am totally getting the runaround about the COVID vaccine and my baby. So we asked his pediatrician, she said to just go to a pharmacy and get his COVID shot and his flu shot done. Rather him get all of his vaccines with his doctor. And, in the event that anything happens, he has a side effect with any vaccine, that he's there to be cared for. We go to CHKD specifically, and I went on the CHKD website, and it said that their locations were offering the COVID vaccine. Called, and I was like, I want to schedule the COVID vaccine. And the nurse at the front desk was like, we don't have it. So she's like, let me go ahead and transfer you to one of the locations that might have it. So she transferred me, and I ended up getting transferred around probably 6 or 7 times over 4 different CHKD locations. And guess what? Nobody knew when the vaccines were coming, when they would have them, if they're giving them out. So I messaged our pediatrician again, and I said, hey, COVID is ramping up at my husband's work. I really want to protect the baby. He's over 6 months of age, which is what the CDC recommends they start getting their COVID vaccine at. So again, this nurse sees the message to the doctor and calls back and says, look, you just need to go to a pharmacy. Just go to any pharmacy. So I call CVS, and basically what they told me was that he has to either be a year old at most locations or 5 years and up at other locations. So then I call the main hospital out of desperation. I'm like, look, your website says that you have this. Nurses keep telling me to call and schedule something with the pharmacy. The pharmacy is telling me they won't do it. So who else can I talk to? And the main hospital ends up telling me you need to call the health department. So I call our local health department, and guess what? The health department does not answer their phone. So then she says, okay, well, you need to call the health department in the next city over. So I call that health department, and that health department, the woman on the phone was really frustrated and angry as soon as I started talking, and she immediately interrupted me and said, look, we don't have any COVID vaccines for babies. We don't have anything like that. I don't know when we're going to get it. We don't have any information on it. You're going to have to call back at a later date. So needless to say, COVID is ramping up at my husband's work. It's ramping up in the world out there. And this should not be such a wild goose chase. I should not have to spend so many days and go through so many phone calls just to find out where I can get him a vaccination for this. Cold and flu season is ramping up. It wasn't a problem for me to schedule him a flu vaccine. They did that right away. I asked the nurse when we were talking, I asked her, I said, why do you think it is that they're not offering the COVID vaccine right now? And she told me so many people refused to get their children vaccinated that they ended up spending a ton of money on vaccines and people never came to get them, so they threw them all away. Apparently, when they had a board meeting, they decided they weren't going to be spending that much money anymore on the vaccines and they weren't going to have them. And so they're likely they have no idea. They have no idea if they're going to be giving them out or not.